Nice Norway maple. And it's got this crazy zone in there. Not sure whether I want to kind of cover it up or just have that as sort of part of the tree. That's the best angle. So it's growing out. Anyone that's been watching my channel will be somewhat familiar with this tree. You know, the top's really kind of growing out, and you know, the tips have started to really elongate. You know, not a lot of back budding on this, and you know, I mean, I have it in this quite small container. So, and there's a lot of foliage on there, and this branch back here died, which was really nice, sort of balancing branch. Although now it does pull it to the left, which is nice. And then, you know, trim this back, probably back to here. You know, maybe if there's a bud that popped out here, I could go back to there, wire this into that, make that a pad. Yeah. Wire those in, possibly pull that back. So, you know, this just needs a lot more time and sort of refinement. But I love the moss on this. I don't know if I talked about it before. But just this silvery moss. I've got this. We've got this. And this is a different one. So it's just in these sort of mounds. Really nice. Really like the moss on this. This huge moss on this before. But this is a juniper that pulled out of a hedge with a buddy of mine. People were getting rid of it, and so then we just came and pulled them out. And so it's taken me a while to get it to come back and grow, and you know. But yeah, there's so much in there. There's so much in there. So it's a work in progress. This is one of those trees that definitely intimidates me. You know, I'm actually appreciating that beauty that, like, you know, some trees now, small ones, don't intimidate me anymore. But this thing, it's like, you know, and it's mostly coming off of one huge branch. This is like everything. I got lots to work with, right? Here's this juniper I got at the nursery. You know, it's finally recovering. It's taking a beating, yeah, but it has this lower trunk. So I am thinking of some sort of movement that way, and then just maybe get rid of that far left trunk. It needs some drastic work. So just a Norway maple. Love this Deadwood in here, and we'll see what time does to all this. That'll be interesting. But again, I love this natural growing moss. Pine. Just styled it up. Here's the hemlock. I love this one. I've actually just been pulling off wire because it's starting to bite in, and you can see something like that. Like that's, you know, the wire's pulled up, but that's thick. That's right through. So that worries me a bit. But yeah. Let's twist it up, kind of oak. Needs the last little bit of wire. I figure out how I want to design it. Again, no wire on this one. This is just a sub-alpine fir. Got into a nice shallow pot. And yeah, maple. I got this little weird frog on there. Let's pull him off. Yeah, I trimmed it all right back, and because I needed it to ramify, and so I finally decided what to do. I need to kind of make it look almost like a raft style, in that it's just tons of small branches ramified as best I can, just in this small overhanging area. So I cut it right back, and that's the second sort of flush. So yeah. So sub-alpine fir. Just love this subtle movement that you get all up this trunk. I really am liking this tree. Again, when I look at it, I see, okay, there's a lot of density down here and over here. You know, I don't want it to have a way over, but again, I do want to get some directionality. But right now, it's actually quite balanced. You know, if anything, too, you have all this kind of straight, and you go in, out, and maybe make a proper top. Right now, though, it's just got this nice sort of elegant feel to it. There's that branch just kind of sticking down, but really liking the flow of the branches too. Like, I just love how this one comes down. It's hard to see with all the wire, but they have a nice uniformity of coming down. You know, there's a bit, this huge branch here, you can kind of see this knuckle, and then there's quite a big branch that goes back, and so that's probably just gonna come off. This is a willow. It got dried out. I was away for a bit, had other people watering, and you know, some of my plants suffered. You really do realize when you get attuned to all the plants how you water, and just how much you water and when you water. And I realized that, oh right, they were used to that. And but anyways, this one kind of has suffered a bit, but it's still going to do just fine next year. And this is a Saskatoon berry, a clump. I don't really have these out displayed very well, but there's the spruce. This beautiful trunk. It's wild, and you know, gotta make the top there. Gotta make it there at top, but maybe there, and then use a branch to make the top. This is supposed to be yellow like this. It's a yellow cedar. Just really wanted to show the colors of this one. It's just this gold cedar. So it does this, and I won't lose its needles. This is just the color it turns. You can see back here it's gotten sort of juvenile, but you know, you could imagine that. It's really kind of a strange tree right now. But it's kind of cool, the colors of it. But anyways, flatten those all out, makes a real flat top. Decent movement. Trembling aspen, just the color is nice, but just straight trunk. I have that, and I have here's the clump. And I have that other one from earlier in the video, and I have actually even another one. I'm thinking, maybe I need to make. I was thinking maybe making it like a big box, sort of, you know, in between bonsai and landscape, sort of forest of trembling aspen. Because none of them are really, I'm getting to stand alone and be nice enough. Yeah, like here's a big one to have. But you can almost imagine, right? Like having that, all those in the bottom, and making some sort of, you know, bigger space. And I think just if it was displayed right, it could look really nice. There's just the Norway maple, just kind of on its way. Willow. There's a spruce. It's I'm just letting it grow this year. It's gonna need some good work, but it's nice and healthy. turned out nice. So here's a fir. Next year it can use a really good styling and trim back, a nice typical sort of gym. The tree just needs a lot of work. These are some little junipers I have, right? So there's like a cascade. Oh, here's another Shimpaku that I got at the same nursery, right? So you can kind of see, right? So this $25, I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. And this one took a bit of a beating. I had it out in the sun, and so, but yeah, see what I can do with that next year. White pine. You know, I've noticed I really like this box. I built this box with these little tiers on it. You know, just something will make it look nicer. And I've actually really come to like that. And I'm not necessarily for this tree, but you know, and this cute little tree. I need to figure out what to do. But it's you know, struggling being in a small box. And in this box, I'm sure the dirt's not good. But look at the needle size compared to the year before. So it had a hard year. Between sort of two spruces. When I showed this in the other video, I had it backwards, like the tree was behind, so you couldn't really see it. But you can see the spruce is really good for this. I've tried this with the sub-alpine fir, with these smaller ones, and the needles are thicker and bigger and longer, and they don't respond well to being upside down. The sun just damages them a lot. You know, so it's hard to like compress them and have all these needles would have been dead if it was a sub-alpine fir, for me at least. You know, maybe I just need to shade it more. But yeah, this is just a nice little forest, and I'm going for that sort of alpine-y feel. These just need little pots and turn them into, you know, micro bonsai, little small guys. Spruce clump. There's a sub-alpine fir that needs some work, but pretty nice base. It's got that bulb, and then there's roots down below the nabari, so it's not sure how to repot that and figure that out, but its growth is really short and tight. So, like, its branches aren't long, so it's kind of interesting. You know, this is kind of something that's kind of just for the future. You know, the trunk comes right down here, and there's just this beautiful bend. So I haven't quite got quite my feel on how to work this. It's really just recovering now, so I can do something with it next year. This will be a decent. This is the back side of it, but this will be something gnarly. Norway maple, and I've just gotten it into a container and, you know, start to reduce. Little sub-alpine fir. Sub-alpine fir. Let's get a better angle on it. You can see this one's really drooping now. It's just about to drop its leaves. It's got this really nice feel because of that. And then I added a few here, so this is a lilac forest that I had made at one point. And I just love the colors. And you know, these are new ones. I might keep them. We'll just see how they kind of grow. I had this just way in the back, and then I just thought, oh, what beautiful colors. I'm really noticing I love the fall for display, to really enjoy all the trees. Some are a little overgrown, but it's just the color. It's so nice. We've had such a beautiful fall. There's just a forest. There's sub-alpine firs, and the moss is just taken over. We only recently put it up here. That needs, this composition needs a lot of work. But what I like about this composition is just the movement of the trees are all really good. And so yeah, it needs work. Like these branches need to be brought down and cut.